Salad is front and center this year on your Easter table, and it's gonna be this orzo and snap pea salad. It has a bright vinaigrette, it is super fresh, toasted Marcona almonds, cheese on top, everything is coming together with delicious butter lettuce. It's spring in a bowl, it's super delicious. You can make a meal out of this, let's go. When it comes to a seasonal salad, and I know you're thinking like, who cares about a salad? I do, and you're going to too. Because instead of throwing them behind everything that else is on the table, whether your meal, this is gonna be front and center and everyone's gonna love it. And how you do that is make sure you have good flavor, but textures. You really bring in items that feel seasonal. So we're using, of course, snap peas, sugar peas. And what I love about them is they're coming in season, they're sweet, they have great texture. We're gonna blanch them, and then we're gonna cook orzo in that same water. Orzo, it looks like a grain, but it is a small pasta. But it's a great way to add oomph to a salad. It adds a little bit more of a heft. So it's really great if you want to have more of a vegetarian dish that has a little bit more than just saying, here's a salad. But it's also just nice for everyone because it really just creates something special. So what we're gonna start is by blanching these snap peas. And that's important because it's gonna help retain the color, but also slightly cook them, but keep their crisp texture. So important thing here is salting the water. And this is gonna work for the orzo too, because we need to salt for both of those things. Salting not only seasons, it actually helps retain that green color. So we're gonna put these in, not for long, let them boil for a little bit, and then flash them in ice water. So I'm gonna fill up my ice here with a little bit of water. So in about a minute or two when those are done, we're just gonna throw them in here. I'm taking this out. I mean, it is a short blanch because you wanna retain that fresh texture and flavor. But what the water does is just shock them. This ice water is gonna stop that cooking, gonna keep the color and the texture. So I'm gonna set that right here and pick up my orzo. So we're using the same water. We're adding flavor to it, think of it as. And now we have that seasoning already in there with salt. We're just gonna put these in and let that orzo cook. And orzo doesn't take long. Look how small it is. We're talking usually about 5 minutes. The orzo's done, and you can see I just drained that here. And so I'm gonna let that sit. Now, I think when you put pasta in a salad, it's the one time you should rinse your pasta, get excess starch off. We're not putting a sauce on that it needs to cling to. You wanna stop the cooking. What I have here is, they're chilled now. They're fully chilled. And I'm going to just strain off that water. The quicker you can chill them, so the more ice you can add, the better. Now I want them to dry somewhat, so I'm just gonna let them sit here and dry as we move on. So we have our orzo, and you could do this stuff ahead. You could put the orzo in the fridge if you want to all day. That's fine, the day before. Same with the snap peas. But see how that beautiful green color they have? And they still have great texture to them. That is what you want. So what we are gonna work on is the dressing. I will never make a salad where I don't make the dressing. And I know it's funny because when I grew up, no, we hardly ever made dressing. Maybe a couple times. We always had some type of bottled dressing. If that's what you wanna do, I'm not in your kitchen, you can do what you wanna do. But my thing is, if you haven't made dressing, this is more of a vinaigrette, try it. The flavor is gonna be shockingly different. It's better for you, the texture's better. So what I have here is some shallot. Now, shallot is something I do grow, but I keep in my kitchen at all times, even if it's not in season or if I don't have any left. Because when you're making a vinaigrette, when you're making a dressing, this beautiful shallot has so much more flavor, but also in the right way you want it for a dressing. It's not as astringent and strong as an onion. It's a little bit sweeter, which I think is important. So if you are really prone to too strong of things, what you can do is soak it in some water and drain it. That can help. You can also do what I'm gonna do here. So what I have too is some garlic, and you're gonna notice I had already gotten, I grow garlic too, and my cloves can get massive, and so sometimes you can't use the whole clove. Obviously, usually store-bought garlic is gonna be fine. But what you can do is soak it in water too, the garlic, if you're a little prone to it being too strong or too much for you, or you can soak it in some acid. So even just putting, like we're gonna use some lemon juice in this vinaigrette, putting it on before everything else and letting it sit for a few minutes if you want to. I don't need to because I like strong flavors, I like strong garlic. But you know, even with a small amount, if you think I don't usually like it, try doing this. So what we're gonna do is take our lemon, cut it in half. We're gonna squeeze it right in. Now these are seedless lemons, I forgot, so I don't even need to, but if you just, at home, if this is just a tip if you want to, let this sit for like 20 minutes. It's gonna actually soften the astringency of that so much more. And then it won't be near as strong for you. But instantly you're gonna tell, we're getting nice bright flavors here. This is gonna soak into the pasta. It's gonna really flavor those peas and the lettuce. To this, we're also gonna add, just to make sure the vinegar is the right acidity, or that this whole dressing is the right acidity, we're gonna add some white wine vinegar. That just makes sure you have the acidity you need. We're gonna add some Dijon mustard, and yeah, it's a hefty amount because I think it's essential. Not only does it make a vinaigrette creamy, it adds that flavor balance I think that I specifically crave. A little bit of honey, a little bit of sweetness. Now again, I know some people say I don't like sweet dressing. Don't add in the honey, that's fine. It doesn't matter. This is totally something that you can make your own. Once you add those in, you of course wanna add in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper right here. You need to season them. Don't ever think you can get away with not, because you definitely need to. And then since we're talking fresh, since we're talking bright, and we're talking summer, we're talking a little bit of herb. We're talking spring more, not summer. I am someone that no matter what season, I'm gonna celebrate something. And growing up, Easter was always one of my favorites. We would go over to grandma's, we'd have some great meals. By the way, this was my grandma's house, so this is the house I would always come to for those moments. And she would make every meal special. Whether it was Easter, sometimes even on Valentine's or Mother's Day, she'd have us over. And yes, you would think, why was she cooking on Mother's Day? She wanted to. She enjoyed doing it and she enjoyed having us over, and she still does a lot. So what I'm doing is just chopping up a little bit of parsley and a little bit of dill. If you have a different herb on hand that you love, use it. So we're gonna throw this right in here too. Just look at how beautiful and bright and fresh it's gonna be. And we're gonna finish with olive oil. So you need that ratio to give you somewhat of an emulsification, but also the richness you need. And then the important thing is just to whisk it all together. Now you can do this in a jar, and you can really shake the jar, do whatever you want. You can make this the day before too. Just remember when you store it in the fridge, that oil is gonna solidify, so it will need to sit at room temperature, just to make sure it comes back to this state. But look at that beautiful dressing. So much flavor. It smells so good. So the way I always taste a dressing is I take a little bit of lettuce, fold it, dip it, perfect. That's how you check your seasoning. You need to know your salt or your pepper. If the acidity is right, it is. That's good. That's delicious. So what we have here is assembly really now. Now there's a few other steps I'll do when it comes to the peas here, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But first, our lettuce. I'm using butter lettuce because it's beautiful. It's a spring lettuce usually. I usually grow so much of this in the garden. It's a little early yet for me to be pulling it in, but look how beautiful this is. What I like is the tender leaves have a sweetness to them that I don't really like to do too much to. So you can see I'm hardly even tearing it. Some of those big pieces you can tear. I like how a salad can just kind of fall and open and just cradle everything, but not just be cut down into nothing. Some of these big pieces you can kind of cut, but this is the beauty of it. And this is an easy one to make more of, make less of, make your own. But what I always think is essential here are the gorgeous greens. So what I wanna go check here as I'm getting this ready is I have a few Marcona almonds that are just toasting on the stove here. They're just about done. Then we can finish up. The Marcona almonds are toasted. You can see how they get those darkened bits. I love Marcona almonds, and please seek them out for this recipe because they have a buttery sweetness to them that just works perfectly with everything. They're one of my favorites to use on spring salads because that flavor, it is so good. They're hard not to just eat. So what I'm gonna do is start by, I always think you need to toss a little bit of the greens with some of the dressing before you kind of assemble everything. Because if you just drizzle it on at the end, what is that really doing? The answer is nothing. It really does nothing. But if you toss a little bit here in the beginning, just lightly, to start that process of coating the greens, getting it a little bit around, making sure they have some. Also, I see the heart there that needed to be, there we go. The heart of the lettuce wanted to be opened up a little bit. But what this is doing is just getting that base layer of dressing and flavor, which I think is essential to have kind of those base notes on. Got a little bit of dressing on the counter and we're not gonna keep that there. To just start getting that process going. And I think even seasoning your greens can be super important too. So don't be scared of doing that because it all is just gonna add flavor. So now we can start assembling. I have my peas here. Some of them I've been leaving whole if they're big. Otherwise, I like to cut them in half. I just think that works really well for this. And you can see they have that beautiful texture and crunch. If you just eat one, oh, that crisp crunch. Sweet, delicious. I love them if you can't tell. And you can just start placing them all around. You can see I'm not doing it in any sort of order. I'm just doing it however I want to. I'll leave a few if I want to so I can place them on kind of just to make it look perfect at the end. We also, of course, have Orzo. And see how it has nice and fluffy? Rinsing that really helps because otherwise it would just get really starchy. Now, usually you can mix this all together, obviously. I want you to see how beautiful it can be, so I'm gonna try to take a little time to make sure I'm placing it nicely and that you're still gonna see greens through it. What I love about the Orzo, it soaks in the dressing. So you're gonna get those bright pops of flavor from the dressing, from that Orzo, which to me, that's where it's at, and that's delicious. What we're also gonna do is, of course, have some goat cheese, crumbled goat cheese. So I have a piece of goat cheese that I'm just gonna kind of open up. Goat cheese has, yes, an earthier taste. You could use a marinated one if you wanted to, but what I like is it's creamy. So do you see how it just kind of hardly crumbles because of its creamy factor? That works really well with the crunchy vegetables to have this offset texture, but then the more grassy notes of the goat cheese, you just can't go wrong with it. And it works so well with the bright dressing because it has a richness. Look how this is coming together. It's beautiful. And this is what I like about a salad. It is not something that needs to be an afterthought. Don't just open up a bag and think, oh, I'm done. No. Instead, what you want to do is have moments that matter, because food matters and how we do it matters. So what I have is my Marcona almonds to finish. Just have them whole, toasted. Look how quick and simple this is. All these parts can be ready. And then the final touch, if you want to, you can add a little bit more fresh dill on top, something just kind of fresh, seasonal, and some more dressing. And do that to taste, however you like it, because it's gonna soak into everything. Look at that. This is a meal to me. Yes, it's great for Easter Sunday if you want a beautiful salad for lunch or brunch. It's also great to kind of just make into lunch, if you know what I mean. I want something that has a little bit of everything in it. That's just kind of that's my thing, what I would go to. So we're gonna take a nice big leaf here. I didn't even know I got cheese in there, but I did. That is so good. Oh, that is so good. What I love, the dressing. Guys, this is a knockout. You're gonna wanna keep this for so many things because vinaigrette is so easy to make at home. And I mean that. Look how easy that was to make. Salad, yes. I made a whole video here on a salad, but why did I do it? Because I wanted to show you each step so you felt confident, but know when you're making this at home, quick. Everything can be knocked out really quick. You can make so many parts ahead. The nuts can be made ahead, the orzo can be made ahead, the dressing can be made ahead. Throw it together before you eat, and it's gonna make everyone happy. You may just overpower and forget the rest of the dishes on the table. No, you won't, but it's really good. So what I hope you do, I hope you share this video around so other people can see how easy, delicious, fresh, and perfect a salad can be. I hope they make it, I hope you make it, and I hope everyone goes to the website, wyse.com, gets this recipe, passes it around. That's the point. Sharing food is what it's all about and bringing us together, so enjoy.